This is something you said. Everybody is a great reflection of me that I can better myself. And it's a theme that I always talk about in my podcast that it's fascinating to just stumble across this and a ton of great lines in your Instagram, because I always tell people that we're not here. We're just reflections of each other. It's just a bunch of mirrors walking around. And then you take it even one step deeper and you say, in fighting, that's why you like fighting, because it really shows you who you are. And I can't get my head wrapped around. I understand that fear, there's another line you have in there, and it says, I understand this one. One who fears death is one who only fears self. Because the only time I've really seen myself is when I was pursuing my own death. I got to get a glimpse of my light. So going back to these two things, what did you mean by that? We'll start with, everyone is a great reflection of me that I can better myself. What did you mean by that?
Well, and I guess just to like, I get brought in that statement a bit more. I would say everything, rather than just everyone. Every person it's definitely more right there in front of you. But like, if you look at a tree and you look at the beautiful struggle that it goes through, sometimes to grow through concrete or on top of rocks and dig its roots to find water, reach its canopies up high, weaving through other trees, never hitting their canopies in order to find light. We can find ourselves in these struggles. We can see and the similarities in these struggles. We can see ourselves as a river, either a river that runs dry because they never meet the oceans, because they never had the ambition to push through the rocks and the dirt, or the river that actually pushes through everything and draws strength from other tributaries to actually push through the ocean and rejoin the source. So when I'm fighting, yes, of course, I definitely see myself in other people. I don't ever believe that there is, so it doesn't matter to me who I fight,
You
because
don't ever believe what? You broke up. Sorry, say that again. You don't ever believe what?
that there's an opponent other than myself. It's always me against me. And this is the truth, because in reality, the stark reality of the fact is that before I get in there, whether the guy wants to talk crap to me or not or anything like that, I don't know you. I don't know your personal character. So the only thing that I know is me in this situation. Therefore, when I come and meet you, you are simply but a reflection of me. I can't know you well enough to hate you, to be angry at you, to want to hurt you, to want to do good for you, if anything. But in my nature, what I'm doing is simply what I'm doing, and it has nothing to do with you, which is why I never get caught up in trash talking or calling people out, because really, I'm simply here to test myself and to see myself. So I don't care who they put in front of me. I don't care what opponent it is. I don't care what ranking that is. If I have the opportunity to be alive and live, then I'm going to take that opportunity every single time.
Is a way to think about it. I'm not saying that this is actually it, but as a way to think about it, that the person in front of you is just, I don't know how to, I'm no physicist, but just light, just photons, electrons, and basically then the reason why you're just looking at you is because when you see that person, it's just your interpretation of what that light is doing based on who you are.
Well, then we're getting quantum entanglement, and we're also getting into the double slit theory, spooky action at a distance. Yeah, we're getting into the quantum realm now, of course, because we don't really ever see anything. Our eyes, we see the light hitting our eyes, and our eyes are throwing those photons into our brain, making up an image, and then refracting that light back out through our eyes, so it makes up an image in front of us. So yeah, really, there is nothing unless we manifest it. So depending on what you're manifesting, whereas, I'm fighting an opponent, I'm fighting another real person, or I'm fighting myself to better myself, then we have two different outcomes or two different interpretations of the outcome, whether we win or lose. So there's losing, and then there's learning lessons, and then there's winning, and then there's just progressing through life. A true wise person doesn't elate himself in victories and doesn't drag himself through the mud and defeat. We simply just be, and then we continue to go on. And this is what makes a difference between a great person and a mediocre person, a person that can fall down and get back up and keep moving forward without taking personally, or a person that just points his fingers at everybody else and everything else, saying that this is the reason why they never made it.
Would you do you ever let that expression pass through you?
All expressions are always going to pass through you. We cannot stop thoughts from passing through us. Whether we latch on to those thoughts and make those thoughts into us, then that becomes a problem, or that becomes our reality in that sense. But it's like a sculptor, you know, when we're chiseling, like Bruce Lee said best, you know, when we're chiseling away our masterpiece, we're not putting on pieces of clay. So all the thoughts, we can't attach ourselves to them, or else we'll just make a blob of clay. We have to chisel away all the imperfections, let them pass, you know, let them fall off, and then the masterpiece will be shown, as it is with our bodies, with our minds, with our lives, with our emotions and experiences. The less we have, the more we gain.